Hi, this is Jing-Chen, and this is my second milestone video. Now this is still my omnidirectional robot, but I've made some additions to it. See, I've added 3 IR sensors on the 3 sides of the robot. You can see on the 3 sides of the robot that don't have wheels, and I've written up a lot of new code as well. So the code that's currently on this robot is what is supposed to make this robot move in a circle while facing the same direction or keeping the same orientation. Now it works like partially, but not fully. Just give a demonstration. So this is being done by changing the angle at which the robot is moving every update tick. Now even though the robot still manages to move in a circle and keep its orientation roughly the same, it does wobble a lot, and it's not very consistent with when it wobbles and where it wobbles and how it wobbles. So, because it's not very predictable right now, I'll need to look into this and fix it and figure out what's wrong with this code. Now, for a second piece of code that I wrote for this robot, this piece of code actually works. And it also has to do with movement. It didn't load. So what this piece of code does is it allows the robot to move in a certain direction while spinning around. And as you can see, it made a full turn while moving this way. And although these pieces of code may seem like they're not very useful, they're just for show or just for fun, so they do have their applications. For example, the second piece of code right here, or that was just demonstrated, can be used to improve the scanning of this robot, which I'll talk about later. Now for the third and last piece of code, I have incorporated the infrared sensors into this code to allow this robot to do some very, very basic obstacle avoidance. So basically, what this robot is going to try to do is it's going to spin around 120 degrees at a time, using its 3 infrared sensors to look for any obstacles in the way, and move in such a way that it will not hit those obstacles. It also has a default programmed in of a direction that it will go when it doesn't see anything. In that case, it's going to move this way when it doesn't see anything. Now, putting it out here doesn't really show it working, so if I put my foot here, when the robot moves into it, or moves close to it rather, the infrared sensor will pick up my foot's presence, and even though the default specifies that the robot should move toward my foot, the program will make the robot move in a different direction. So I can also block off multiple directions at once. That would mean the robot would have to move away from all obstacles. If it's surrounded, it just won't move. That's how it's programmed. Yeah. So that's all I finished for my second milestone. And some problems I encountered was quite obviously the first piece of code doesn't work. It needs to be fixed. And this last piece of code, this one, the obstacle avoidance code, it works really, really slowly because it takes a long time to scan, and then a long time to stop, and then a long time to move, and then a long time to stop again. So for my next milestone, I'll have to improve this code by probably mixing it in with the code that allows it to spin while moving forward. Because if I can spin while moving, then I can merge the scan and move steps into one and save a lot of time, because I'll never have to stop. Yeah, that's it.